In this video, I'm going to explain about trains in Vietnam. I'm not going to go into depth about how to do it, but I will explain when you should do it and why you shouldn't do it. First, to cover some popular train routes. The main train line of Vietnam is between Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, and it stops at nearly every coast town or city. The frequency of where the train stops depends on the town's size. What you need to know is that if you are near the coastline, then you are going to be near a train station. This is not the answer to your problems in terms of skipping out sections of the country to drive, but it is an excellent way to deal with crashes and to get the motorbike back to Tigit in an emergency. You should not use this train in an attempt to save time, as the motorbike does not go with you on the train. The train between Mui Ne and Ho Chi Minh. There is a train between Ho Chi Minh and Mui Ne that does take the motorbike on the same train as you. It seems like the perfect solution to skipping out Ho Chi Minh traffic. However, let me explain otherwise. The Ho Chi Minh train station is smack in the middle of Ho Chi Minh. To get there, you are going to go through the worst traffic in the city. The train leaves very early in the morning and takes around 5 hours to arrive at its destination. You cannot pre-book this train, meaning you must drop your motorbike off the day before to sort out your tickets. The train doesn't actually go to Mui Ne either. It goes to a place called Phan Thiet, which is a city nearby, and it's around a 30-minute drive from Mui Ne itself. This train seems like a great idea, but the logistics hassle and the 5-hour train journey simply don't outweigh just driving. Next train is the train between Hanoi and Lao Cai. An overnight train between Hanoi and Lao Cai seems like an excellent way to get to the north, but let me debunk this for you. It requires 2 visits to the train station, as it is not possible to pre-book your motorbike on the train. The train is also overnight. If you're someone who can sleep on transport, then this is great. But if you're not someone who can sleep on transport, you'll spend your next few days trying to recover. Driving is also just faster and more pleasant than this train. The train doesn't go to Ha Giang, it goes to a city called Lao Cai, which, as explained in one of my videos, Everything You Need to Know About the North, you'll find out that Lao Cai is not a particularly useful place to land yourself in. Tigit does actually have a service to pick up a motorbike in Ha Giang, we just don't promote it. But if you ask us, it is possible. Then you can take a car or van direct to Ha Giang, which is where you actually want to be. It is faster and more comfortable. In conclusion, there are far better ways to get into the north of Vietnam without having to use this train. Okay, so the train between Binh, Ninh Binh and Hanoi. Once upon a time, in the good old days, it was possible to jump on the train with the bike to skip one of the most boring sections of the country to drive. However, the train line will no longer provide this service, saying the destinations are too close together. Okay, another train, the train between Dong Hoi and Hanoi. Our article explaining the best motorbike route in Vietnam documents that this section of the country is the worst to drive, basically between Phong Nha and Hanoi. Therefore, it is a logical idea to skip this section entirely. It is possible to return a motorbike in Dong Hoi City and have it shipped to Hanoi. The cost is roughly 1.5 million dong for your bike, but it's a very variable price. The motorbike will arrive at Tigit Hanoi and your rental is basically complete. From Dong Hoi, you can fly to wherever you want to be. There aren't that many flights though, so check carefully. We will charge 3 days of rent from the drop-off time in Dong Hoi to allow transport time for the motorbike to reach its destination. So this is definitely not a cheap way to finish your motorbike holiday, but it is effective. Should you use trains in Vietnam? Well, post-COVID, trains are a great way to finish your motorbike holiday. Perhaps you've run out of time, or perhaps you're tired. If you are near a coastal town, then the chances are we can find a way for you to stop. It is not possible to use the train to save time anymore. The delivery dates of the trains are inconsistent. There is no way to book in advance, and the logistics hassle does not outweigh simply driving. What you can do is combine flying with the train to finish your motorbike journey. Basically, you can send the bike back to Tigit, be free of your 2-wheeled vehicle, and then from any airport, there's so many in Vietnam, you can fly to where you want to be. Unless you are a train enthusiast, there is no advantage to taking a train over a flight. Flying is cheaper, quicker, and probably safer. So the train cost. For a motorbike 150cc and below, the train is around $50 for a one-way journey, but this is really variable and depends on the season. Above 150cc and the price can go at $75 and above. It is impossible to give an accurate quote for transporting a motorbike by train. When dropping your motorbike at a train station, the prices are non-negotiable. When picking up your motorbike at its final destination, you can also expect to pay an extra 50 to 100,000 dong for the unloading fee. This feels like an unnecessary scam, but it is all part of the process, and you can't fight it. Overall, forget about the idea of using the train in Vietnam. I hope that helps.